Hey guys, my name is Kendrick and welcome to ENFP Mail. Today I get to interview Theodore. So Theodore, welcome, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, dude. So Theodore, you got officially typed as an ESTP. What is your exact op type and sexual modalities?
All right. So official op type is feminine, so double feminine. So feminine on both my saviors. So feminine, lead SE, savior FE.
Uh-huh.
Play blast, consume sleep. So that puts me as a single observer, double decider.
Yeah. So like what did you think and how did you feel when you got your type back?
So when I submitted my type, I actually put down when they're like, "Hey, what's your type?" I put down the same 512 as what I got back.
Serious? The exact?
Yeah, the exact type.
Holy
Now,
shit.
a couple days before I got my audio back, I sent Shan an email that swapped the last two animals. So, so I wouldn't say I got it 100% right, but like on a 95, I'd say I got my type right.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So you knew you were an ESTP right from the get-go?
So part of the thing is you have to be in the class 2 months, sorry, before you can sign up for the video, right?
Right.
So when I first got in Myers-Briggs land, most of the time I type as an ENTP.
Okay.
So when it's like, what's your type? I'm like, I don't know, probably an ENTP. And so for a while I was like, whatever, ENTP. And then for a little while I was like, I wonder if I'm actually TEFI.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just played around with it a lot until I got the right type. So I don't know what it was. I made a couple demo videos and posted them on Facebook. And like a couple people watched the first 10 minutes. And this one dude puts down that I'm SE something or other. And I was like, SE, that's interesting. And I literally had this whole spiral thought of like, wait, what if I'm actually SE and not any? And so that led me to like a whole 2 days of research before I was like, oh, I'm actually lead SE. And then someone else in the group, we kind of started like forming a friendship. And so he pointed out the whole FE TI to me. And so that's where I made that swap. Now the modalities and the animals, I was right on my own. That was kind of obvious to me. Once my friend explained the FETI, like it made perfect sense. I did come to the conclusion I'm DE on my own, but the swapping from the FITE to the FETE, the FETI, he helped me with. And then, what was it? No, I think yeah. So I got tweaks from different people and in different ways. Some things I got on my own, and some things took someone else. The one thing is my friend, though, he thought I was a decider. So I was first FE, then SE. And that's the only thing I never agreed with him on. I looked just looking at my own life, I was like, no, I actually really do think I'm an observer.
Is he in the group? Like part of that?
Yeah, he's in the group.
Is it Joseph?
Yeah.
I just knew. That was just like a wild guess. I had a feeling it was him.
Yeah.
Anyways, so dude, most ESTPs are not into this personality stuff. So you're like the random guy that somehow got into it. So how did you get into it to begin with?
So I'm going to say a couple things about that. When it comes to the stereotype of the ESTP, I personally think it applies more when one of the modalities are masculine. So Dave, when you get your type back, Dave and Shan send you a few types of people that are your type or similar, right?
Right.
And as soon as you hit one masculine modality, they're all fucking bodybuilders.
Yeah. They're all jacked.
I don't care if it's the DE is masculine, but as soon as one of those modalities gets masculine, it's just why are you a bodybuilder all of a sudden? But the double feminines seem to be more on the little bit more of the nerdy, playful side.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this, I've seen my doc, they sent 4 people with my same type. So 2 of them are bodybuilders that include a masculine modality. The other 2 feminines are not that way.
Like,
so that might not actually be true, but I thought that was an interesting little like thing just based on what they sent me.
did you look similar to the ones that were exactly your type?
The dude, so they did send me a dude that was double feminine, my exact same type in every way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I look like him, but hot damn, my personality is like on point with him.
Oh damn, that's crazy, man.
He had this video of like him laughing at TikTok videos, and I swear to God, we make the same facial expressions.
Yeah.
At the same moment, it was great.
Let's talk about your play, dude. You're very like playful. So you got in your place SF, right? So like I mean everyone can see it right now, obviously, but like
it's my okay in the OP land. I'm not exactly what you would call a hard to type case.
Yeah.
So
like you're not like it's pretty obvious. You're not like a
I'm just like this is what I got like.
Yeah. But like, how do you feel about like, being a jumper ESTP? Because a lot of ESTP are the standard SETI, but you're like SEFE, right? And it's double feminine. Yeah. So and then before the interview, you said you have a very good memory, but then your SE is feminine, right? So usually with people with feminine sensory, their memory is a little bit like more hazy, right?
So I should explain. In some respects, good memory. In other respects, it's the worst memory in the entire world. Literally, I've had people apologize to me for things that I never even knew happened, which is awkward. When they're like I can tell this person rehearsed their apology in their head, like 10 times, and then they're saying it to me, and I'm just like, I have to stop. I don't know what this conversation's about.
That's great.
Or they'll be like, hey, remember that time when? No. And they'll be like, we did it last week, Theo. What does that mean to me? I don't remember this. And then once they explain for like 10 minutes, I'll go, oh, we did do a thing together. But generally speaking, I have good visual and good auditory memory. Like if I had to bet on something, it's going to be an auditory or visual memory.
So if you see something, it's like...
Yeah. So like a lot of things with OP, I like have to visualize the type in my head. Like with the animals, for example, the way that I'm learning the animals is by looking at my type in my head and then visualizing the blue lines and how they connect to the parts.
Right. And
visualizing the 128 with the colors and then matching up what the first type has to be depending on your type.
Gotcha.
In some respects, it's very visual. In other respects, you can tell me something and I might remember it for a week, the way you said it, and then repeat it.
So if I say it exactly how I said it to you, then you'll remember it. But if I don't do that, then you have no clue what I'm saying.
It depends. Like if I remember it, I'll remember it exactly how you say it. But the thing is, do I remember it? Oh, probably not.
Yeah. No, because like they said that people with SE are like very present oriented, right? So you live in the moment, like
that's a weird one. I feel like I just live in my head.
Like,
like people are like, oh, SE is all about reality. I'm like, no, I live my life running away from reality, but that's fine.
That's so weird. Is it because you have masculine TI, so you're trying to figure shit out in your head? Like,
I mean, so my internal world is masculine, which is really weird because people are like when Dave or Shan they asked a question, and when I wrote the answer, it was so weird because I was like, yes, OPs for self-growth, but like, I'm confident I can figure out my own internal world on my own, which is so funny when my internal world is just straight demon. But I think like the masculine is just like, yeah, we can do it. I don't need help.
Yeah, and your inner world's NT, right? Your sleep is NT.
Yeah, my inner world. Oh, it's so hard to explain my inner world to people.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm emotionless, but when I look at other people, I go, I don't carry that much emotion inside.
What do you have inside then? Like you're like a scientist or something, or?
It's more like so I look like the way I study my emotions is I look at the emotion. I don't have the language for it, but like I'll see this emotion and I know this emotion usually leads to this sort of behavior or feeling.
Yeah.
And then I'll spot another behavior, like another emotion, but to me it'll be like 1 or 2 shades off.
Yeah.
And it does something slightly different in different contexts. And so I look at like emotions of like, okay, this emotion tends to come up in this situation, looks like this thing, does this thing,
Yeah.
but I don't really have a word to describe it. And so I play with emotions, just like almost like moving them around in my head to like trying to find a place for them to understand them. So like I have emotions, but like, you know, I think about emotions rather than like, I need to feel this emotion to understand it. And I'm like, oh, sometimes, but.
So I guess you feel it more when you're playing with a tribe, but not like when you're just by yourself. You're kind of like.
I mean, with the tribe, like if someone cries, I might cry with them.
Yeah.
Like if someone's laugh, I'll definitely be like bawling my eyes out laughing with them. Like, but I don't, when Dan and Shay were like feminine FE is just like not sticky. Like it's true. The second I walk away from you, all of the emotions we had together are gone. I tell people like I'm incapable of making their problem my own. We can sit together and work on some of like the hardest crap ever in your life.
Yeah.
But the second I leave your presence, I'm not thinking about it and I'm not emotionally attached to you.
We know what? That's really good in a way, because like, like let's say you have a buddy that's like, going through a hard time, but then, instead of like keeping that bad emotion inside you that they're feeling,
right.
It's gone.
Like I'll sit with you and do the whole crying. I feel so bad for you. I may not believe it internally, but I'll do the I feel bad for you. Your life is so hard. I get what you're going through, like all the empathy. But I'm like, but inside I'm like, this is your problem. This ain't mine.
Yeah. Like it sounds so like cold, but like
really, like I understand why people say SF is shallow. Like I really get it.
Yeah. Like but like in the surface, you look like you're feeling what they're feeling, right? Are you feeling it too, or not really?
I mean, I'm feeling a version of it. I just know as soon as I'm not with you, it stops. So like,
yeah,
like I get it. Like you sad, like that sadness rubs off on me temporarily. Like, if someone's bawling their eyes out in front of you, you can't help but like feel bad for them.
Do you also start crying too, or do you also get sad for the moment?
I get like it affects my emotions, but I'm not a big crier.
Gotcha.
Like generally if I cry, like I'll get teary-eyed in movies, but I don't like cry. Like I get teary-eyed, but like I don't cry.
Like watery eyes, but not like it won't be like.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. I see.
Yeah.
That sounds so crazy, man. Like I mean, I don't like. I'm not trying to offend you or anything, but it sounds like you're like a sociopath almost. I'm just kidding.
No, I get it. It's like no, I get it. It's just like I get it. Like I understand why people don't like SF. Like I get it. It works for me because like I'm not bugged out by your problems, but
yeah, it's not my problem.
I even genuinely care. It's your problem, not mine.
Right. That makes sense. So
like that's what it comes down to. Is like it's your. I get it. I'm here for you. Like I will genuinely care and want to help you. I just recognize it's your problem and you have to do all of the hard work, and I'm just a support system.
Gotcha. So dude, we have the exact same animals, right? And and in a way, like our inner world is both double masculine, because my inner world is
we got the modality same too.
Yeah. So my FI and SI is masculine, and it's sleep also like you, and it's also last like you.
Your FI-SI?
My sleep is FI-SI, right? So it's double masculine, and it's my sleep, and it's my fourth function. And your fourth function is TI and NI, and it's double masculine, and it's your last function. It's your last animal also.
Right. So so NI is the fourth function, and TI is the third one.
For you, but like. So when I got my type back from Dave and Chan, they actually said, for some reason you can actually use your sleep pretty well. So, and I'm wondering for you, is it because it's double masculine? Can you actually use your sleep pretty well?
So sleep energy is a little confusing for me. I went through this whole like week phase. I'm like, I take naps. That's sleep energy.
Like you take afternoon naps, like siestas and shit?
Oh, dude, 2 naps a day and I'm on point. One thing I like, so to process my own internal world, I generally journal and meditate. Those have been the things I find the most helpful. For being play blast, It's oddly funny how much I don't talk about my internal world with people.
Yeah.
Like the last thing I want to do is talk to you about what really bothers me in life.
Uh,
I don't know if that's because it's double masculine or not, but I'm like,
like, is it like no one's business? Is kind of like what you're thinking?
yeah, it's not like I'm honest, but like it's not your business and you don't really want to know. So why would I tell you?
What if they want to know? Would you tell them?
They'll ask. But the thing is, like, if they want to know, they can ask. Most people don't ask.
Okay, can you give us like a sample of your like inner world, like right now?
My inner world right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit, just a sample.
My inner world is 90% shit's dumb.
like what? Like
Like it's so bad. No, literally, I remember one time I'm sitting in the office and there was this work survey or something. I work for a church. It was like half spiritual. And it was like, your actions are in agreement with your inner world. And then my coworker was like, yes, I think he's right about that. And I'm like, no, my internal world, you should thank the Lord. It's not in agreement with my actions. Like, if my internal world agreed with my actions, I would be burning shit.
that sounds crazy.
It's really, the whole self-kindness thing, and like, I really have to like work on it. Cause like, one, I'm a huge asshole to myself. There are things I tell myself I would never consider saying to someone in real life.
You have an example of that? Like something that you would say to yourself?
Oh, I constantly call myself an idiot. I constantly call myself an asshole.
Yeah.
Idiot and asshole, probably the two ones. I've really worked on the self-hate in the last couple of years. You're an idiot. You're an asshole. Why the fuck would you do that, Theo? That one comes up a lot. Oh, I shouldn't be cursing. This is going on YouTube.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I've had worse. Like,
Okay.
it's all good, man. It's all good.
And that's another thing. Like out loud, I don't curse a lot, but my internal world is me cursing like 24/7. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I curse probably a tenth of the amount with other people than I do internally.
So inside you're just like the biggest potty mouth, like.
Yeah, it's so true.
But outside, you're like super friendly and chill. And like,
right. I'm so nice outside, and then inside it's like someone will ask me to do something, and I'll go, Theo, say no. Asshole, say no. Motherfucker, you say no. And they go, okay.
And then you didn't say no. You said yes.
Yes. I say yes.
Oh my God.
I let myself to say no, and then yes comes out, and I go, God damn it.
And like, what happens after you say yes? Do you get mad at yourself afterwards?
No, then I blow over because then I'm busy helping the person.
Oh, okay. And then I guess you know what? At the end of the day, you're a double decider, right? So you're pretty,
yeah.
So you're pretty chill with like other people and yourself, right? So
yeah, just nice to other people, mean it myself. I'm like, oh, a really great example of my internal world versus reality. So I live in Colombia, South America.
You're in Colombia right now?
Yeah.
You're Colombian?
No, I'm American.
Oh, what are you doing in Colombia?
I work. So now I have a job down here. I work with a local church. I lead. I'm the director of a study abroad program.
Where in Colombia are you right now?
It's called Armenia Quindío.
Where's that nearby? Which big city?
Oh God, it's not. I mean, by plane, everything's an hour away, but I'm like an 8-hour bus from Bogota.
Oh, I see.
I'm pretty far from Cali too.
Yeah, because I've been there I spent like a good 38 days there.
Where did you go?
Well, I went backpacking. So I started in the border of Ecuador from Ipiales, and then I went to Bogota, and then and then I've been to Villa de Leyva, San Gil, Barichara, Bucaramanga, Medellin.
Armenia is a bit more south than those. So I've been to Bucaramanga. I went with a friend, done Bogota. I've done Cartagena.
Yeah.
I know a lot about Ipiales, but I haven't been there yet. The church the church organization does a lot of work with refugees, and there's just thousands of them in Ipiales.
Like Venezuelans or what?
Yeah, Venezuelans.
Gotcha.
Refugees. Because they come from Venezuela, then they go to Ipiales, which is the last stop before Ecuador. But right. Ecuador closed its borders.
Oh,
so
man.
all the refugees that go to Ipiales to get into Ecuador are stuck in Colombia.
Where do they want to go? Why are they stuck in Ipiales?
Because Ipiales is the last town before Ecuador.
Right, but I mean, where do the refugees want to go?
They want to get into Ecuador.
Oh, they want to live in Ecuador.
Yeah, they're trying to get to Ecuador, but the Ecuador government is like, no, and so they're stuck in Colombia.
Oh, I see. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I haven't been there yet, but it's on my list of places to get to. Probably next year. Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's rewind it back to op stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's cool, man. No, it's good to get to know you a bit and like what you're doing with your life and whatnot. But like,
Yeah.
what about your NI? So NI is your fourth demon, right? So like,
Yeah.
do you know how to use it, or do you have trouble using it, or it's masculine? So
So, okay. Personally, I can clearly see intuition's a demon. But like listening to my audio from Shan, when she sent back like the review of my type, she was like, "You actually know how to use NI very well." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So although it's the fourth function, it's double activated and it's masculine. I'm not exactly sure what that means in OP terms, but it clearly means it bothers me a lot less than my TI, which is single activated.
wait, I'm confused now. So wouldn't your NI be single activated? Because like
No,
you would need to
so
sleep. Sleep would have to be a savior for it to be double activated, or at least the third function, or third animal. Sorry.
oh, you're
Yeah. No, because like
oh,
if
you're right.
yeah, because like your sleep
Aren't
would have to be at least third for it to be double activated.
hold up. I can't. This is my problem. The animals, I haven't really like studied the animals in
Yeah,
OP, so they just like that whole hold up. We're gonna pull up my doc so I can visually see
yeah,
it.
man. No worries, dude. Yeah, then your
Um,
TI would be double activated. No, not even your TI.
no, there's
Your F,
no. I'd have to
your
be.
FE, your FE and SE are both double activated.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's that crap.
Yeah, that's crap. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Double activated saviors. Okay. Yeah. So my NI is just masculine.
Yeah, it's just masculine, but
Oh.
but they said that you can activate it, right? So
Oh, so single activated. I lied. But yeah, Shan was like, you actually know how to use this very well. Like in your videos, you did NI like pretty well actually. And I was like, okay. One thing she said about my type, like either the missing sleep or the missing consume,
yeah,
the NI for some reason tends to be less annoying, and there's a bigger push onto figuring the TI. Like for some reason, the NI is just calmer and not as annoying.
yeah.
And so there's a bigger push on the TI to like figuring that world out.
That doesn't make any sense. Because
It doesn't, right? Because you think the NI is a bigger demon.
well, the NI is definitely the bigger demon because your TI is masculine also, and
Right. And it's third.
it's also your second function. In like if you look at just the stack itself, you know.
Right. Right,
So
right, right.
so
None of it makes sense.
and they also said the order of your stack still matters, right? So even though you're SEFE, if you really work on your TI would actually be stronger than your FE long term. If you
Right.
yeah.
Right. So I mean, yeah, I can personally tell you like my internal world is more annoying than patterns and shit, but I don't know, like it's apparently I do it just fine according to other people.
What's the stereotype they said about ESTPs? Like you guys are scared of ghosts or whatever? Like is that true?
Ghosts?
Yeah, like ESFPs and ESTPs apparently have like this weird thing with ghosts. I don't know.
I
Like
got nothing on ghosts, so I don't know how to answer that one.
okay, I'll leave that alone then because maybe
Yeah.
it doesn't apply to you.
No.
Uh okay. we'll ignore that. Let's talk about you being let's talk about your consume then. Do you it's a demon, so does that mean you're bad at listening to people, or you're bad at like reading books, or like
So the way I've heard it described is consume third. Your third animal's like a hobby animal.
yeah.
So you do it just fine. The reason Shan actually said I was consume oversleep is she's like, Theo, all of your hobbies are consume related.
Like what?
Like my hobbies are reading, watching YouTube. I mean, yeah, Netflix, I'm not really consumed, but like generally it's about learning something, like
Right.
learning Spanish, learning OP, looking up some stuff on YouTube, usually to learn something or other. If someone's like, hey, you should check out this thing, there's actually a chance I'll check it out just for the sake of like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Thing. I'm not consume first. I've seen consume first. Those are crack addicts. But I consume.
So that's not a big life problem then.
No, no. And I'm actually like, if I decide not to like do the consumer research or something, I'm pretty content with myself.
Yeah, but then you also blast, which is crazy because that's a very unique animal for ESFPs to have as a savior. Like it's because it uses your demon, right? Your NI and FE, right? So how do you use your blast then? Because it's
That one's hard. If I had to pick an animal that I see the least, it's probably blast.
yeah.
Like in my mind, like I enjoy teaching, but if I never taught a day in my life, I'd be just fine. Which I don't know if that's like just straight BS or not, because like it's save your blast, but I'm like,
Yeah, but so you're in the church community, right? So you're teaching something from your known information essentially to people.
kind of. I mean, the main thing I teach is English.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, that's also your known information because like English
I
is.
mean, not really. You'd be surprised how much you have to learn to teach English. Like, I can speak the language. How do I explain it is another thing. But I do know I'm blast overconsume because one of the interns. So each intern is a different track, and one of them chose English. So I'm teaching her how to teach English,
Yeah,
and it like stresses her out. She doesn't know the language. Like she doesn't know how to like. She didn't realize she had to like really do research on all of the rules behind why things are the way they are in English, and it like stresses her out major. And
yeah,
I'm like, no, you just do you watch a 5-minute YouTube video, then you teach a lesson, like.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Theo, you are blast over consume.
Oh, okay, because you just use the YouTube information too.
Like I don't need a lot of research to spit something back out at someone.
Yeah, like okay, I got
Like
that good enough.
right. Like I don't feel the impulsive need to teach you something, but I don't need a lot of consume to like share something.
Yeah, but you're still info dominant, right? So because you
Yeah.
have the blast and consume in the top three, so this means you still respect the information very much.
Right. Yeah, yeah. It means if I teach it, I'm gonna make sure it's correct. It's
Yeah.
just I don't need to like consume for 3 years before I'm like, okay, now I can be a teacher. I'm like, yeah, a 10-minute YouTube video, a couple Google searches, I'm set.
Just make sure it's accurate, and then you're good to go.
Right. Yeah, that's literally what it is. Like, one, do I understand it so I can explain it? And then am I gonna explain it correctly? I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Now, your TI is masculine, and TI is looking for like logical consistency. So, like when you're talking to someone and they're saying something that like doesn't make logical sense, do you like cut them off right away and we're like, hey, there's something wrong about that. That's like off. That's like, or
I actually don't have a problem telling people that makes no sense to me.
yeah,
People will do something. Usually, my biggest objection to something is that doesn't make sense to me.
yeah.
They're like, hey, blah. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. They're like, yeah, but this, and I'm like, no, that just doesn't make sense.
So you have to get them to explain it over and over again until it like makes like logical consistency.
At least to my point of view, it has to make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like someone goes up to you, right, and tells you 1 + 1 is 11, right? Like, I mean, that doesn't
And
make.
you're like, I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, it kind of does, but I'm just kidding. But like,
Like, oh, 1 + 1 is 11. Yeah, sure, you're good. Now I'm on the same page as you. Let's move on.
you're like, oh, that kind of 11, okay.
I'm like, you're not getting very far in life, but at least I understand what you're saying.
But at least you're funny. So
Right, exactly. Like, just pop back to SF now.
yeah. um, you know what's funny, man? So after we do our interview, I'm gonna send you a picture of one of my friends, one of my sister's friends. He looks exactly like you, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Now I'm wondering if he's an ESTP also, because I was like, oh my god, you guys have the exact same. You also kind of look like I don't know if you watch wrestling, like WWE, but
I don't.
you kind of look like Randy Orton. Like there's a wrestler.
Man. All right, we're Googling it now. See, look, I'll consume. Let's find out what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, his name's Randy Orton. You should look him up. He has a lot of memes, right? Because he does his finishing move called RKO.
I look like that?
Like similar,
Oh, okay.
the shape of your face and stuff. Right?
Yeah. Damn.
You know what I mean, right?
No, I wish I looked like him. He's hot.
Yeah, yeah. But like he's the shape of his face, like.
Yeah, it's a little rounder. I get the chin. Like I see the
Yeah.
chin, a little bit
Exactly.
of jaw structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So there you go. I'll send you the other guy's picture too. But anyways, dude. Have you ever had any tidal waves as a result of having NI last or sleep last? You know?
And
Yeah. Any
I mean, I've had some tidal waves, but like, I don't know if I'd call them NI tidal waves.
well, okay, what tidal waves have you had before?
I mean, I guess the answer, I don't know how this relates in function world, but I have had problems in work where like my boss wants me to do something, but like, so a lot of the times, like, I need to understand why I'm doing something before I'll actually do it. So
Right.
my boss will tell something, and if the task makes zero sense to me, my demon side, like my childish 5-year-old side comes out real quick.
Like, what is the childhood, the childish 5-year-old self?
Usually lots of procrastination, probably some passive aggressive behavior, and
Yeah.
doing a half-assed job.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I've had a few meetings with my bosses over that one before. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but it's I don't know. Like if I don't understand the why I'm doing something,
Yeah.
that's hard. And that really, God, that pisses off my mother so much. My mom is like, Theo, you don't need to ask why, just do what I tell you. And I'm like, but mom, why?
You're like, and I see how that's like an endless loop right there. But like,
I know it literally is an endless loop. That's a great way to describe it.
yeah, but like, you know, they talk about in the class, they talk about like EPs lacking discipline, right?
Oh, so true.
And like,
So
but like we want freedom, right? So freedom is kind of like what we want as an EP. Can you talk about your obsession with freedom and also your lack of discipline?
I'm just thinking to myself. So a few weeks ago, I love it when DNS in their videos, they're always like, EPs, what do they hate? The government.
Yeah,
And I used to watch these videos, I'm like, I don't have that much beef with the government.
yeah.
This is peacocking. So in Colombia, they have this thing called pausa activa. So 2 times a day at work, you have to stop and do like a 5 to 10 minute group exercise. And I turn into such a fiber. I will literally walk out of the office in protest to not do these exercises for the simple fact I don't believe the government should have the right to tell me what to do at work.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And it sounds so petty, but everyone's like, no, Theo, we have to go. We have to go. I'm like, I'll exercise on my own before I do it in a group.
Yeah.
Government can't tell me what to do. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Theo, you are so petty.
You're like being a rebel for no reason also. Like it.
It's literally like it doesn't cost me much. Like I recognize it doesn't cost me much, but like it kind of makes my blood boil. And I realize it's in my head, but like it's kind of true.
Wow, that's crazy. What about your discipline issues? Like what's that like?
Oh gosh. I used to tell people the only thing I do consistently is wake up and eat.
Yeah.
So the discipline thing, I've been working on it a little bit. So I've watched too much of Tony Robbins. So the whole massive action thing,
Yeah.
I've done it a couple times in my life. So one thing I wanted to do is for like 3 years, I tried to develop a habit of journaling.
Yeah.
And that just never worked. Like at max, I'd get 10 days out of the month and then like take 5 months off. And then that's, you got your pattern there. So what I decided to do to break that habit was I texted my pastor in the States when I was in Colombia back in June. And I was like, I am going to send you a photo of me having a page filled out, handwritten, of writing in my journal every day through the month of June. If I don't do this, I owe you $1,000. The deadline is midnight my time. I never missed a deadline. So now I'm better at journaling. Granted, August has been a little off, but that's for other reasons. And then so this month I've been working on developing a meditation habit, like meditating like once a day, like try to do a minimal 5 minutes. And I hit 3 out of 4 weeks in August, which is pretty impressive for my standards. So I'm pretty happy.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So like for like standards wise, still not great at building habits, but I've figured out a couple tricks to like get better at it with certain things.
One of the things that they always talk about in class is Jocko Willing, right? Like discipline equals freedom,
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you have practiced that. Like that's his NI, right? Like, NI is like, you have like one concept that solves like a lot of your problems, right? That's kind of like the NI thing. So for EPs, like specifically, like how Jocko Willink would talk about it, he's an ESFP, is like discipline is a solution to all EPs life problems. Do you agree with that? Or like he, for example, like he was talking to Joe Rogan, right? And he said, because you have the discipline to research your information, when you go on stage, you have the freedom to crack jokes and like, be the funniest comedian. Or like, if you have the discipline to save money, then, then you have financial freedom. If you have the discipline to work out, then, then you have the freedom to, move around as you get older.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you feel like, do you have any NI, like one solution that's like one concept that solves like a bunch of your like problems?
Oh gosh. I mean, the whole like structure equals freedom thing, I don't know that it's 100% right, but in the context of like an EP, it's kind of accurate.
Yeah.
Because as much as like I recognize that I don't like people telling me what to do and all this crap,
Right.
like I live in the world and that causes a lot of problems. So like some structure I work on myself, and some of it I kind of learn as I go through work. Like my work requires a bit more structure than I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I learn a little bit about like structure and organization through that, because like there's a certain level that you need to be a functioning human adult.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
And that's not easy for me. So I get that, And as far as my own personal life, I don't know. And in this moment, I don't know. There's probably something somewhere, but I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah, I feel you too, man. Because I'm also an EP, right? Like you, right? So like sometimes I'll see the police driving by, and I'll be like, oh shit, did I do something wrong? Like it's so weird. Like I just have this weird thing with like like authority figure. Like I almost want to like go against what they say just because I don't want to follow the rules or whatever. So it's like it's definitely weird, but like discipline equals freedom. I think that's 100% right. I think what they say is like if you don't control yourself, someone else will control you.
That is literally like been the life motto of my life for the past month. I shit you not. I'm like, literally, all I tell myself is if you don't have control over yourself, someone or something has control over you, and that's way worse.
Exactly. So have you practiced that at all? What have you, like, besides the meditation thing, like have you done that like
yeah. Well, the meditating and the journaling are the two biggest things. So I'm trying to focus on one specific thing a month. And then July was a lazy month, so I didn't do anything. It happens. So right now there's just a couple of things in my internal world that I'm trying to work on, like some unprocessed childhood trauma.
Right.
And that's a ridiculously slow process because one day out of the week I'm probably willing to like try and process it, and the other 6 I'm trying to convince myself to process it.
Right.
I mean, one, like your demon world, your internal world's a demon, and then 2, you're just dealing with like shit you put in a closet for a reason.
Right.
So like it's just not easy, but I'm just kind of working on one overall problem and then adding like one thing a month to try and help me get better at dealing with that thing.
So it's like your skeletons in the closet, essentially. Like
yeah, like it's just me trying to work on my skeletons in the closet and the thing I put in a box to forget about. But like the reason I'm doing this the way I'm doing is one of my biggest fears in life is waking up in 40 and having like the worst midlife crisis ever. Like I find myself divorced, I lose my job, lose my house. Like that's a real fear for me. And the fear of that is slightly worse than my fear of like all the skeletons that I put in the box in the black hole to not touch.
Well, let's talk about that fear then. Let's talk about your fear of being being your 40s, being divorced, and what else? What was the other thing that you said?
Just as bad as life can go. Like
midlife crisis, exactly. So what does midlife crisis look like to you?
I just that divorced, out of a home, out of a job, you're screwed. All of your demons have smacked you in the face. You can't run from them. Next thing you know, you're paying thousands of dollars to a psychologist to work on the things you should have thought about 20 years ago.
Oh my God. Yeah, that sounds horrific, man.
Yeah, like it's just like, I don't know. I have this weird irrational fear that like one day I'm just gonna give up on life and just like exist, but kind of just going through the motions without any real effort or desire or feelings, kind of just like going numb and existing.
Yeah, dude, like one of the things I've noticed is like a lot of the homeless people tend to be like ESTPs or ESFPs because like
Hey, bro, don't tell me these things.
I know, sorry, man. Like,
Your type, they're all homeless. Oh God.
no, it's just like I noticed because they don't want to get on with the system, like work in like a box, like let's say get like a 9 to 5 job. They'd rather be free, and their freedom is like being in the streets, right? But then that's not really free. You're still you know
Like I feel it. I tell people I have a lot of strengths and skills. Existing in the real world's not one of them.
No, for sure, man. No, you don't want to be that point. Like I didn't mean to freak you out, but like
No, it's more of a joke, honestly. It's not
yeah, but like
funny.
what so that's kind of like the negative vision you have, right? What's your positive vision, like your ideal world? What would that look like?
My ideal world would be Darren Brown.
Really?
I kid you not. The day that I can understand you better than you understand yourself, I've completed my life's purpose on this planet. Like, be Sherlock Holmes of people, and I'm fine. Like, that's all I want in life.
And have you taken any steps right now to like get yourself closer to that? Like, are you?
So I thought about it a little bit. I figure the best thing I can do in the meantime is to get a master's in psychology, probably in counseling is the path I'll go down.
Right.
So occasionally I'll read some psych books and some other mild things. But I'm so happy not being in school right now that no. When I get serious about going to grad school, I'll shift my behavior a little bit and start like really diving into it. But for right now, I kind of just like not being in school and not being in that mindset.
You're probably more practical than like someone that's more of an academic, like you're better
Oh,
off.
definitely. Yeah. They're so theoretical that I literally so I studied political science in school.
Right.
And I almost minored in psychology.
Right.
So this was the thing I liked about political science. They teach you a lot about people, but they'll never give you a single theory. They'll just give you 1,000 things and tell you this is what people did. Ergo, people suck. Like, this is what they do. Psychology takes people in a lab and likes to formulate theories about what people do. And I just personally find the political science like to be more accurate. Because then there's all the variables, the lab settings, the ability to replicate studies is actually pretty low, and all that I just didn't like studying psychology in my bachelor's, so I stopped.
Gotcha. So what kind of practical skills do you have in real life? Because like you're an SE person, right? So you probably have tons of like hands-on skills. I don't know, I'm just assuming.
Hands-on in like how?
Like the stereotype is like you guys are good at sports or good at like building stuff or like
Yeah, I really think that only applies if you've got a masculine modality.
gotcha.
I swear. Like,
what if you have what if you're double feminine? What would you be? Would you be good at aesthetics then? Like,
I don't know. So like, if you take like the Ryan Allen dude in my doc, he's my same type, double feminine.
yeah.
His whole thing is just like, his YouTube's just hilarious. And then you have Jay Shetty, who's my same type, but he's play, consume, blast. So the blast and the consumer swap.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like stoic monk information, right? So I think like the double, and then who's this Brandon Carter dude?
I don't know, man. I know the Shetty guy though. He's the.
Oh yeah, and then this Brandon Carter dude is this like, went from a drug dealer to a millionaire. He's a bit of a bodybuilder now, but like his thing was he's more of a business dude than anything.
Right.
So I feel like the double feminines are more, I don't want to say intellectual based, but I don't have a better way to describe that. Like, they're not as focused on like the physical and more like information. That makes sense?
Kind of.
Okay, that's good.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Okay, dude, we're gonna wrap up the interview pretty soon. Do you have any questions for me about my type that you might want to know about? So I'm an ENFP, same as you. Play, blast, consume, sleep, but masculine, feminine. You know. So do you have any questions?
You're an ENFP,
Yeah.
so you're SE.
No. NE.
Oh, okay. You're NE.
I'm NETE, right? I'm NET.
NET. Oh, you're
Yeah.
NET.
So my functions are
Yeah,
NE,
ENFP. You're NETE. Yeah, I got you.
NEFITESI. That's my functions.
Okay, but then you're a jumper because you swap.
I, I
What's
I jump over the FI and I go straight to TE.
okay? So you're an SETE.
NET.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Okay, can you just send this in the chat box real quick? I gotta
Yeah, man, for sure, dude. Here, I'll send it to you right there.
this visualness. It's killing me.
What's that?
I just can't visualize it in my head. It's
There.
awful.
You see it?
Okay. NETE, play, blast, consume, masculine, feminine.
Yeah.
So you're masculine on the sensory?
Yeah, my SI is masculine, and then my TE is feminine, and like I
Okay.
have double feminine play like you do, and I have double masculine internal world like you do, and
Okay.
so we're almost like identical in that sense. Like we're not the same because you're S dominant, I'm N dominant, right?
Right. But I can tell the modalities, like the way we just like communicate has a flowy vibe.
Yeah,
You're laughing, I'm laughing, you're giving a tangent, I'll give a tangent, we get back to the topic. I'm like, it's great.
yeah. Well, when I throw a joke, you get it 100%. Like it's
Yes.
yeah, like this one. Yeah. Yeah.
You're not getting far in life, but it's funny.
Yeah. Well, you might get far because you're funny. You know what I mean?
That is true. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
I tend to have a harder time understanding the NESI axis.
Yeah, man. So, and he's like
I have a boss who's NE.
yeah.
So my boss, I'm pretty sure he's NEFE.
NEFE. Oh, he's an ENTP.
Yeah.
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 And then like what is it about your boss that like confuses you about the NE stuff?
Actually, for him, it's obvious because he straight up hates all sensory. He doesn't want to organize, like the whole like pushing your demons onto other people. Like
That's what he does.
yeah, but like it's hard to complain because he's successful. Like he does really well in life. He just also learns to make other people do his demons.
You know what? If he's really an ENTP, what he's probably doing is like, because he's a double decider, so he's good with a people game, right? So he's like, okay, you know what?
So good with people.
Yeah,
his SI is pretty funny though.
Yeah, and he's like, he's probably like, yeah, you know what? I'm shit at SI, so let's give this SI stuff to the S people.
Yes, literally.
And I'll manipulate them to thinking that it was their idea, and that that.
Oh, not even. He's just like he's the boss. He's just like you do this.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, maybe
he's
not.
Masculine on the FE, so he's like shove.
Oh, I see. So he has masculine NE and FE then? Because if he,
I don't know his. I haven't figured out the modality for the observer axes, but his FE so masculine, and then his TI is so feminine.
Yeah, my NE is feminine, right? So like I was talking to Evelyn from the class, and I noticed that like we tend to forget we don't forget our patterns, but we forget concepts. Like for example, I read a book called The One Thing, and then I completely forgot about the concept like a few weeks later. And then when I saw the book again, I'm like, oh right, I remember this book, and I remember the concepts, but I completely forgot about it. Like. Because I haven't read it for a while. But if you give me like a step-by-step kind of thing, like I don't know if you read Dave Ramsey, his books, he has like financial books. He's also he's a Christian financial guy. But anyways, he has like a step-by-step system for like, getting yourself financially free essentially. And like that I remember it to a T, because it's like step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this, right? And it's because my SI is masculine. But then my NE.
Oh, so then it's ordered too.
Right, exactly.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Who can't follow that?
Yeah, exactly. But like my NE is pretty good because it's my first. It's also double activated, but I tend to forget concepts. So it's like, So I pick up patterns really easily though. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen this guy do this. Like this person's pattern is this.
Mhm.
Like I know someone's a liar, for example, because
Yeah,
like yeah, this person said this, but they actually did this, and like they said
yeah,
this, and like this person's saying this, but their facial expression doesn't match what like the emotion of what they're saying. So
right.
there's like a disconnect, right? So I'm like, okay, like the NE I think is good at like a bullshit detector, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'll give you an example, a concrete example. So I used to have an INTJ friend, and he's not allowed to date for some weird reason, right? Like his parents will not allow him to go to date for some reason. So
I couldn't date till I was 17.
yeah, but he was not allowed to date even in his 20s. Like he's not allowed. Like so basically one time, so he's Vietnamese, so he invited me to come to his house. He actually had a secret girlfriend. His parents didn't know about it, right? So he invited me to come to his house to eat like homemade pho. I don't know if you've ever had pho before, but like
Oh, love pho.
yeah. So I get to his house, and after we have the pho, he's like, "Hey, can you drop me off the mall?" And I sit there, right? And when he got in my car, I'm like, "Did you just invite me over so that your parents thinks you're hanging out with me, but actually you're gonna go hang with your girlfriend?" He's like, "You saw through." He's like, "You saw through my plan." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I did," because like the NE can see the connection, right?
Right. That's hilarious.
Like I'm like, dude, man, if you want to like run away from your parents so you can see your girlfriend, just tell me. You don't have to like go through this ruse, right?
And the patterns aren't personal. You're like, just tell me, bro. Stop.
Yeah, his patterns are personal, I guess. You know, so
You're like, obviously I see the patterns. Obviously I can share them.
yeah, I'm like, no shit, man. I can see exactly what you were trying to do. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Yeah. All right.
No, like if I have a perceived pattern, I'm like, I will confirm or deny this pattern with one person. Like I don't want to ask everybody, hey guys, what do you think? I'm like, no, let's ask one person what they think, and then life is good.
Okay, that would make sense why a lot of NI types prefer the one-on-one conversation for ideas and whatnot, because it's personal.
Oh,
The NI is personal. Like the idea is
yeah,
personal.
one-on-one is way, and I'm masculine TI demon, so I just don't like sharing my opinions anyways.
So you prefer to just one person then. Your ideas and your personal opinions.
Yeah, for being like double masculine, like for being double extroverted,
Yeah.
my preferred like realm is one-on-one interactions.
That's so crazy, man. You're also the most balanced type too. It's crazy.
Am I?
Yeah, because you have masculine for your demons, and your sleep, even though it's last, is double masculine. So it's like
But would it balance type not be the actual introvert extrovert? Like you have one extroverted demon, one introverted demon?
it's like when the moment something becomes masculine, there's like a sense of confidence with that function, right? So even though it's a demon, there's like that layer of confidence. So like your TI is a demon, but it's more confident than your FE, which is kind of weird, you know. So
Yeah.
even your NI, even though it's your fourth demon, it's masculine. It also your sleep, even though it's fourth, your animal, it's also
Yeah.
it's double masculine, man. Like it's like it's extra strength,
Yeah, it's like full demon, but I can do this.
Yeah, it's like an extra strength Advil or something. It's like strong. It's just stronger.
So true. I swear, honestly, like experiencing my own type, I really do think saviors should be feminine and demons should be masculine, because people with masculine saviors just hit you in the face so much that I want to punch them.
Yeah, it's not balanced, man. It's too strong, right?
It's so like when my boss throws his FB at you, I just want to be like, I don't care. Stop.
Yeah, but it's FE, so you can't.
Oh yeah, but my FB's feminine, so I'm like, that's why I rage at people in my head and not out loud.
Right, fair enough. All right, dude. Thanks again for doing this interview. I'm gonna go send you the picture of that dude that looks like you. I think he looks like you. After this.
Cool. Appreciate it.
All right, man. I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone, and thanks again to Theodore.
Ciao. Thanks, guys.
Peace out.